Alright guys, so today I'm going to be showing you guys how to create a vision board that represent your future self or your future career on what you want to achieve in the future. And I'm going to be showing you guys my personal vision board so you guys can get a representation of what yours could look like, so you can have a simple understanding of what you want to achieve or do in your future in like 10 years from now, so you guys won't be lost and have better confidence and understanding of what you want to do in your life. Alright guys, so the first step in creating your vision board is getting the actual board itself. So when you're buying your board, you gotta make sure it's a board that will fit everything you're gonna put on it, that will show everything you want to do in your future or in your future career in general. So you gotta make sure it's a board that will suit your needs and fit everything on it. So let me just grab my board here as a representation. So yeah, this is my board. It's a single color. I recommend getting a single color because if it's not, then it might make things look more not cluttered, but a little bit more difficult to find. So yeah. And another thing is, you want to make sure everything you're going to put on your vision board is going to be in the front of your vision board, not in the back. Because if you're presenting, it's just going to make things difficult for your audience and yourself, because you don't want to be like flipping over the whole time, because it's going to be, kind of difficult for yourself. If you're reading through it, it's going to be kind of awkward and stuff. So yeah. Alright guys, so step 2 of creating your vision board is, making sure everything is organized on your vision board. So you want to make sure everything is organized and everything fits, like I said on step 1. And so first, you gotta make your title. So I'm gonna just grab this sheet of paper here, this strip of paper right here, put it in the top middle, and then if you're doing what I'm doing, then you're gonna want to glue it in the top middle, and then write in big letters vision board. So yeah, so you want to make sure it's one single color. Don't make it like rainbow, because it's just gonna be kind of childish. But if you want to, then you could. I just wouldn't recommend it. But yeah, so it has to be in the top middle, and it has to say vision board in big letters. I recommend all caps, so it'll be easier for your audience to see. And yeah, and then throughout the vision board, you just want to put your pictures and make sure it's titled as well, like either at the top or the side of your photos. There has to be a title that will be simple and easy for your audience and yourself to read. Alright? And then, yeah, just all around. And like I said, make sure everything fits in the front, nothing in the back, right? To pretend the back, doesn't exist at all. So yeah, everything has to be in the front. Make sure it's all neat and organized, so it'll be easier for you to see and read and stuff. So yeah, that is step 2. Alright guys, so once you got your vision board organized, so I got my title here, and it might look backwards in the video, but it says my vision board, and it doesn't have to look perfect, guys. You gotta make sure you can read it and your audience understands it, okay? It doesn't have to be colorful, just simple, but not like too simple. You still need to put images and stuff, and just make it neat and simple. Alright, just focus on that. And yeah, make sure you have your title. Make sure it says my vision board. I said vision board in the last step, so my bad. It has to say my vision board, okay? Not just vision board, because you won't know who it belongs to. You gotta make sure it says my vision board, so it belongs to you. And yeah. Alright, so the next step is you want to print out your images. Now, if you don't have a printer, you could go to your local library and stuff. Or, probably the last thing, your last option, is drawing your images. So if you're a good drawer, or even if you're a bad drawer, just, like I said, make it simple, make it, visual to what you're trying to present in your vision board. So you know what you're presenting and what you're talking about and stuff. So yeah. So here, it's a picture of a house, and as you can see, it's black and white since my printer doesn't have color. And yeah, another thing, your pictures don't have to have color, okay? unless you're drawing, you know, because yeah, I think you're gonna have to need color in your drawing. You know, it's gonna look too plain. You know, if it's just, you know, just lines and stuff. So you wanna make sure if you're drawing, have some color. It doesn't have to be a whole freaking artwork. Just make it simple colors. You know, if you want to show money, just make it green. You know, some black outlines and stuff. You know, make it, you know, actually visually pleasing to your audience. You know, it doesn't have to be a masterpiece. Just, you know, simple, and make sure you know what it is. You know, you just don't want to have like a freaking green square on your vision board. You know what I mean? So yeah, make it simple, make it good. If you're drawing, all right, colorful. So yeah, if you're printing out pictures with images, color or no color, next step is you just want to place it in a spot where you feel is the most appropriate on your vision board, okay? So if you want to place it here, you gotta make sure it's centered correctly. Don't have it all the way to the edge. I don't recommend putting it all the way to the edge, okay? Make sure it's like in the middle, okay? And then you don't want to put your title at the top, right here, or at the bottom. And make sure it's not too close to your other things. So, you know, you don't want to have your picture right here. Like if this picture's right here, yours doesn't want to be like right here, like right next to it, okay? It's just gonna make things way too cluttered and like not understandable for your audience if you're showing them. So yeah, just make sure everything is nice and separate, not too separated, because you know you need space. But yeah, you guys know what I mean. And yeah, like that. All right, perfectly centered with a title. Like I said, if you're drawing, try to make it colorful, not too colorful. You don't want to be Picasso or anything like that. Just make it, you know, actually visual to your audience and stuff. So yeah, like I said, organization, and then yeah, have images. You gotta make sure you need images, all right, for your vision board. If you don't have images, then your vision board is basically like, if it just has words, you're gonna be like, why would I just want to read this whole thing? And might as well just make images. So yeah, in future, you're gonna regret not having images or pictures or anything like that. So yeah. All right, guys. So after you got everything organized and you glued everything on your vision board and have everything, you know, in the right place where you want it, and basically you filled up your whole vision board and stuff, then you're basically done with your vision board. And yeah, it's that simple, guys. You know, it's not too much work. Like I said, you don't need too much photos or images or drawings, or you don't need paragraphs in your vision board, guys. Don't do that. Don't add paragraphs. Make it simple. Just add subtitles and, you know, your title. So yeah, just make it simple. You know, something that you will understand and also your audience. And if you're gonna present it, if you have like too much words, then you just could stutter and stuff during presenting. It's gonna make things way too difficult. And yeah, just maybe ruin your whole presentation in general. So yeah, I'm gonna show you guys how mine turned out, and to give you guys a good representation of how yours can look like as well. As you can see in the middle, I kind of ran out of images since I used up everything, all the images I printed out. So I just, you know, decided to improvise and add something that says 10 years from now. So yeah, basically my project is about, you know, my vision from 10 years from now. So yours could be the same thing. So if you know you don't want to print out more images, you want to save the ink in your printer, then I recommend just cutting out papers and just writing down, you know, the amount of years from now that you want to see yourself, you know, doing all these things on your vision board. So, you know, yeah, it's a good improvisation in my opinion. So yeah, definitely recommend doing it if you know you like the idea. So yeah. Alright, so on my vision board, let's start off with this side first. So, actually, let's start off this side. No, this side. Okay. So, relationship, yes. I do find myself being in a relationship from 10 years from now. Hopefully it does happen, you know, you can never be too certain, you know, but in 10 years from now, personally, I do see myself being in a relationship. So yeah. Yeah, I just have an image right there of, drifting by bumper, if you know who we are, so yeah. Alright, so moving on, let's go to the bottom here. And yeah, this is my dream career, guys, if you didn't know. content creation. And yes, I do want to be a content creator since, you know, it's a thing I mostly idolize and, you know, just dream about all the time. Being a content creator, you know, showing off my personal things to the internet, and then like influencing people is another thing I like doing. You know, trying out new things, you know, posting on social media, you know, it's a lot of fun in my opinion and I enjoy it a lot. And yeah, I do think about, you know, having income with doing doing some concentration in general. So yeah, it is my dream career. Now moving on to the other side. So yeah, that's the dream house I like to have in the future, or you know, something like it. You know, it's a 2-story house with a pool. It looks really nice in my opinion, and yeah, it's just my dream house and it looks like something I like to live in. It looks comfortable and stuff, and yeah. Alright, now moving on, my body goals. So yeah, that's the body I like to have in like 10 years from now, or something like that. I just want to be kind of buff, and yeah, not too buff, but you know, be in shape. So yeah, I just want to be in shape, and yeah, just want to be like that guy in that image or something like it. But yeah, all right, last image is my money goal. So I want to have 100 times more than I have right now. So that basically tells you guys that, you know, I don't have that much income right now, but in 10 years from now, with my future career, I would like to have, you know, 100 times more than I have now. So yeah, that is my goal with my income in 10 years. So yeah. So hey guys, it's pretty much that simple, guys. Like I said, you know, just have a variety of images around your board and make sure everything fits. Make sure everything looks neat. Everything looks, you know, easy to understand. If you're presenting to an audience, you know, it has to be easy to understand for them. So yeah, don't write paragraphs, guys. Do not write paragraphs. Do not write too many sentences, because it could confuse your audience and yourself too, because you know, you could stutter and stuff, and you guys don't want that, alright? So yeah, just keep it simple like mine. You know, it doesn't have to be like mine, alright? Just, you know, keep it simple. You know, add subtitles. You know, like I use different colors for each subtitle. You know, differentiate in some ways. You know, don't go too crazy. You know, if you want like stickers around, you know, the board, then yeah, go ahead. Just don't make it too plain, alright? And yeah, just remember guys, always keep everything in the front, alright? Never put stuff in the back. Make sure you focus on the front, alright? Just pretend the back doesn't exist, like I said before. So yeah. Alright, and yeah guys, you know, hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and video on how to create your own vision board. And yeah, you know, hope you guys took some inspiration, and I helped you guys out, and you know, finding a way to create your own vision board. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed.